In 2018, Phil Spencer walks on stage and he announces the creation of the Initiative, the purchase of Undead Labs, Playground Games, Compulsion Games, Ninja Theory, to add to In Exile and Obsidian. And on the 20th floor of Sony Interactive Entertainment, Jim Ryan watches. And he knows there's more to come. Because prior to these announcements, there was a lack of understanding on what the trillion-dollar company Microsoft would do. If they would throw the flag or still play the game. But if you're gonna play the game,
we've got a fifth studio to announce.
You actually must play the game. But now it's crystal clear. A check is made.
This is one of the highest rated studios of this generation.
So the board isn't the same. Fast forward a couple of years and you now understand every decision from these two weren't made in a vacuum. There's no knee-jerk reactions here. There's a few jabs, roundhouse kicks, and uppercuts along the way, but the board is ultimately chess. So every step is a move, and if every move is a play, then every play must make sense. So what's the end goal? What do they see that you don't? It's simple. Go after Iron Lords, Randall Thor 19, Boom, Legion and Destin, Ken Wall. It's simple. The future is subscription and streaming. The issue on the PlayStation side is to actually be the leader in that field, it'll ultimately cannibalize their bottom line. It goes directly against everything Sony has built. The perfect closed ecosystem. From a Microsoft perspective, convincing shareholders this is the best move is a much easier sell because everything is easier when you're second. And for a trillion-dollar company, taking a loss leading position with Game Pass to secure the future is perfectly fine. It's nothing, seriously, it's absolutely nothing. If you tell your investors you'll be the Netflix of games, because that's where the market is going. If streaming and subscription is where the market is going to be and you're first, what does that actually mean from a financial perspective? If the film and music industry is less than the gaming industry combined, and when people think Spotify and Netflix of games, they think of you. What does that mean? What does it mean to be first in a nearly €200 billion industry? It means a lot. It makes spending $7.5 billion on Bethesda, a purchase that surpasses Star Wars and Marvel, make sense. It makes investing in codec and video compression technology make sense because when the time comes, you'll be at the forefront to deliver those goods in the highest quality on any connected device, anytime, at everywhere. And for Sony PlayStation it's pretty simple. Of course they're fully aware of the market changes coming. But switching and embracing Microsoft's strategy at this moment isn't really a feasible option. So they do what they do best. They double down on AAA blockbuster games. That's why you got Knights of the Old Republic, Forspoken, and Final Fantasy as timed exclusives. That's why you got God of War and Horizon dropping in the coming months. It's why you got Wolverine and Spider-Man as exclusive games. Because as far as Sony is concerned, Microsoft can be first and be the Netflix of games, but they can't be Disney. Letting Microsoft take the loss leading position makes perfect sense because when the time's right, when the transition is feasible, catching up in a short amount of time in a Disney-like fashion is easy for Sony. Do they not have the IPs? Are they not as appealing as Loki, The Winter Soldier, and The Mandalorian? And if that's the case, what it took your rival 14 years to accomplish, you doing too. Sony is Disney. Does it make sense? I said these decisions weren't made in a vacuum. So understand Microsoft is also fully aware of this. And to offset this, they buy Bethesda, they buy Obsidian, Ninja Theory, In Exile, Playground Games, and there's more to come. So when that transition is feasible for Sony, it's irrelevant. Because it's not Disney versus Netflix anymore. It's now a matter of preference. Because quality is on equal footing. Elder Scrolls v God of War, Horizon Forbidden West versus Fallout 5, Outer Worlds 2 versus Ratchet & Clank, Deathloop 2 versus Killzone, Doom versus Returnal, The Last of Us versus Starfield. It goes on. Tick for tack. And if it's quality on both sides, how do you establish dominance? You provide quality in quantity. And with nearly 30 plus projects in the works, you will put Microsoft in a winning position. But with Sony being aggressive with timed exclusive, especially with ones that are established, it's the perfect answer and counter. I mean, Knights of the Old Republic and Final Fantasy, those names carry weight. So what am I trying to say? Understand, every decision from these two weren't made in a vacuum. There's no knee-jerk reactions here. There's a few jabs, roundhouse kicks, and uppercuts along the way, but the board is ultimately chess. So every move is a play, and if every play is a check, then every step must make sense. And if it doesn't make dollars, it doesn't make.
The Initiative, Undead Labs, Playground Games, Compulsion Games, Ninja Theory. We've got a fifth studio to announce. This is one of the highest rated studios of this generation.
Sense.